Hello everyone, welcome to a Prime Stego video. It's a very fun and action-packed video, so I hope you'll enjoy it. And let's start at the very beginning. My life started out great, because I was already stuck in a cliff. So after doing the unstuck command, our life can begin properly. When I arrived in Sanctuary, I wasn't alone. Having grown too big for the sanctuaries, now it's time for the real growing. Eventually, my growth got interrupted. A massive Rex started chasing me, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I pooped a little. I eventually got away, but I am astounded by how much stamina he had. I was also a bit worried he was going to try to track me, so I hid for a while. I then traveled all over the map, like highlands, then water access, and eventually I arrived at North Lake. But I saw something in the distance. It was two huge Rexes. Yeah, I was still way too small to fight even one Rex, so I had to get out of there. I went all over the mountain that's full of Gastoliths, and somehow they didn't find me, so I got pretty lucky with that. I also encountered a Sarah that was really nice and danced with me for a bit. After a long time, eventually I got to 75% and I got to Prime. That's awesome, but that does mean we still have a couple more tons to gain. Then, because I'm not very careful, I almost died by falling off a cliff. But luckily I just slid down like it was a water slide. I walked around in Delta for a while, and I almost killed myself again, but there was no sign of anyone. That is, until some random aloe found me. And I don't know what he was thinking, but he wanted to fight me. I decided it was time to log out for a bit. Maybe another time there would be more dinosaurs that would want to hunt me. When I returned, there was a pair of, we could call them either the bravest or the dumbest subrexes I've seen. I eventually found the other one that I had hurt. He bled out because I kept chasing him. Then a long time passed, and I once again just traveled everywhere, but I couldn't find any big Rexes. I decided to log out again in the Delta, hoping that when I would come back, I would find a Rex or something. But someone else found me while I was sleeping. I'll never understand the confidence of sub-Rexes and solo aloes. The way he died when I hit right in front of him, it almost looked like he died of a heart attack more than just of the bleed. Now I wanted to log out, and a little baby raptor was right there. So he sat next to me while I logged out. Very cute. I traveled to North Lake, and that is where I suddenly stumbled upon a Rex. That was my first ever Prime Rex kill. Or I think he was Prime. He was pretty big. There was also this random Sarah that tried to help me. I don't even think he did much, but I don't want to pack with him, so I attacked him. I felt pretty accomplished. I had died to a lot of Rexes in the past as Trikes and Stegos, but now I finally killed my first Prime Rex. I stayed in North Lake for a little bit longer, and then I saw a Rex. I made a noise to alert him about where I was. That was a super close fight. I think for some reason some of my hits didn't register. I'm not sure why. Yeah, that was a pretty hard fight. I'm not by any means a very good player at all, and this fight definitely had my heart pumping. When I logged back in, I started traveling back towards River Delta when I heard loud footsteps and rumbling in the bushes. When I took a closer look, I saw it was two massive prime Rexes. Yeah, it was probably not a good idea to stick around. I tried to log out, and I heard them coming closer, and then I decided, no, I'm gonna fight them. Even if I die trying, I'm going to try and stand my ground. Luckily, I could put myself in a really good defensive position. I did it! I killed 2 Prime Rexes as a solo Stego. Now, I know, these Rexes weren't like the greatest Rexes of all time, and they could have definitely played it better, but just the fact that I managed to survive, I was so happy with. I couldn't believe it. When I finally did arrive in Delta, I spotted some aloes and wanted to see if they were up for a fight. After that, I traveled a little more, but I spotted something behind me. It was Rex's. I decided to try and act scared by running away in hopes that they would come for me, because at first it seemed like maybe they wouldn't. They weren't prime. I don't think that one of them was even an adult. So getting them to fight me was hard because it was very risky for them. After that one knockdown, I tried to get them to keep fighting me, but they had already had enough. A bit later, in the same area, I saw another Rex, but this guy was quite a bit bigger than the last two guys. This fight wasn't gonna go quite as easy as the ones that have before for me, because I was getting pretty old. I had passed my peak prime a long time ago, and I was starting to decrease in stats. Battered and broken, I managed to take him out, and now I really had to get somewhere safe because I was really hurt. But, you know, sometimes things happen and people can catch you at the worst moment. When I was trying to get somewhere to try and lie down, 2 aloes started running right at me. And, well, with a broken leg, a body fracture, no stamina left, this was basically impossible for me. Sadly, with the way that pinning works right now, because I had no stamina, even though there was only 2 of them, they could just pin me to the floor and there was nothing I could do about it. Not that even if they didn't pin me to the floor, that there was much I could do. I was basically dead. So, yeah, very unfortunate. It's a sad way to go. I don't agree with the whole pinning mechanics, especially just, one-shotting you with it, but oh well. I had a good life. I took out quite a few Rexes in my lifetime, so I had fun. And I hope you had fun watching this video. If you did, I hope to see you in another one, and thank you for watching.